This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Will, A Wonderful World. In the last episode, we dealt with Alicia and the good detective, mixing up their stories to save each other, which didn't take very long because there was only a couple of choices. But we were able to save them. But unfortunately, Alicia has once again been forced in a situation where she gets kidnapped. Well, is this lady actually called Princess Peach, and we didn't know it? You know, I shouldn't make light of the fact that this shit actually happens in real life, because I assume this is based on more realistic type of stories, despite it being, you know, VN inspired. But anyway, let's see if we can save her again this time. Obviously, we're doing a bunch of bad options too, because, you know, why not? Let's see. Let me reset. Actually, let me reset. Do that one so we can. I mean, it's already saved in our system, but I always want to do that just in case. All right, let's try. Let's try to get a. Let's try for. I'm gonna try for the bad options first if we can. Let's see. Yeah, that was good. I'll stick with that.
Here you are. Get out if you want to live. 5 guns pointed on our heads. We had no choice but to climb out of the dumpster and follow them back to the auction house. What was going to happen to us?
It's a bad ending. It's just they just got caught. Okay, so yeah, and I also forgot to check what their bad endings were. Looks like there's really only one good ending out of this, which kind of makes sense really when you think about it. So, all right, let's try to get the other bad options as well. Let's see. That should be good for bad ending, and then we'll get the good ending. I have a pretty good idea how to get the good ending on this one.
We huddled together inside the dumpster and held each other's hands. It stank around us, but we couldn't care less. We were only praying that we wouldn't get discovered by the men outside. It reminded me of a time when my parents were killed. Carlos and I had been hiding inside a small closet that felt just like this dumpster.
Was her parents also killed by, like, because I've heard in Mexico, unfortunately, there's still pretty bad crime, like gangs and mafia. Well, not mafia specifically, but, you know, I forgot what the Mexican gangs are called or whatever. I know it's not everywhere, obviously, but I've heard they have a pretty high crime rate, especially in like places like Mexico City. So
my 3-year-old brother was still asleep and didn't know something going on inside. But it was my parents being gunned down through the gaps between the closet doors. Damn it! Where's the bastards?
A curse pulled me back from my memory. Fortunately, their voices seemed to be moving away from us.
But before long, the dumpster started to shake. It seemed to be moving, and then it tilted. We were dumped out of it, along with the other trash, and fell into the piles of garbage on the lot of the recycling center. Over there! They're over there!
The girl with the purple dress. I saw her.
We were discovered. Then we were captured before we could run too far. We were brought back to the auction house. What was going to happen to us?
I almost thought that they were going to dump her into the the actual compactor. That would have been a little messed up. That would definitely have been a bad end for sure. Which, with some of the bad endings I've seen on here, or some of the weird endings, I wouldn't be surprised, so. Okay. If we want to make sure that they, if we want to make sure that we can get away, yeah, I think that'll work. Because we need to make sure that they can't see us in the right order and see our dress and all that other stuff.
They walked out from behind the cargo container not far away and tried to distract them. However, they had already opened the dumpster cover. There's no one inside. You fool! Go get the girl!
They tied me up again and went back to look for Jack for a long time. They couldn't find him anywhere, though. In the end, they decided to just take me back first. On the way, I saw a shadow from the corner of my eye. I looked up. A huge dumpster had been lifted up and emptied in a lot of the recycling center. I also noticed a small body roll out together with the garbage. None of the guards were aware of it. They never realized the person they had been looking for was right under their noses. Jack had always reminded me of my brother. I'd often change my shifts to the same ones as him. Unlike Carlos, Jack would never talk too much. However, I would still try to chat with him. After a while, we started to talk more and more with each other, although he rarely mentioned anything about himself. Once I accidentally saw a horrifying burn scar on his back when he was chanting. He must have had a story that he didn't want to think about. Another time I asked him what he would like to become when he was older. He pondered for a while and said, wait, his name's Jack, right? Policeman, or maybe a doctor?
The look look on his face was almost like he'd been looked at the ocean of blossoming flowers, and he'd been enchanted by the hypnotizing scent of the flowers. The warm summer breeze was kissing his exquisite blonde hair, and the glowing sunlight was shining into his sky blue eyes. He almost looked like an angel to me at that moment. You already know it's bad writing when you mention describing someone as an angel. George Lucas taught me that one. I knew he was not just saying that. He had a lot of looks. When he wasn't working, he was always be reading in the bedroom. Even when he was on shift, he would sit behind the bar and read when we were not to be customers. He spent all of his earnings on books. Although man after my own heart, right? Although I didn't think one could be a policeman or doctor through only self-learning. Still, I believe that Jack, my little angel, would be able to do it. Because I believe that if he did his best, his dream would come true. So, her S ending is her still getting caught but Jack surviving? Okay, game, sure. I guess that makes sense. Alright, let's look at some extra letters. The longest class.
Dios.
And pretty girl. But we still have I'm surprised we got the new missions after doing hers, because we still haven't done this. But I guess since I like trying to do these in sync with each other time-wise, might as well do I guess the next. So which one of those? The longest class and whatever. Let's see. Pretty girl. Okay, longest class and pretty girl. So let's do that one next, I guess. I wonder if I keep thinking maybe I should change her voice every time just because of the voice I'm doing it. I could just do the light female voice. I don't think I have someone with that. I don't even think we got any more. I think we got all the main characters that we want, so. The simulation exams were right around the corner. Everyone was busy preparing for it today. Mr. Wen hadn't mentioned anything about canceling the class. However, besides, I was still his assistant to the art class, so I went along. However, the room was empty. There was no one there, not even Mr. Wen. I felt a little disappointed, just when I was wondering when I should go back and study for the exam. Sit down, time for class. Mr. Wen walked past me, took off his coat, and laid it on the back of a chair next to me. Why are you the only one here? It's the simulation exams tomorrow. Everyone is freaking out about them. I grabbed a chair and sat down. Mr. Wen seemed a little unhappy. Was he going to cancel the class today? I suppose I should get ready to go back and study too. What would you like to draw today? Mr. Wen abruptly asked. What would I like to draw? It surprised me that I was hearing this question coming out of his mouth. Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Something more difficult. Something more difficult? Something more difficult? I said, hoping it would make me appear more motivated. Draw me. Okay, we're not watching Titanic here, dude. No. But you would have to pose for a long time. That's too much for me to ask. I honestly didn't want to do that. If I messed up when I first messed up, he was going to tear me? Tear me? Is that? I guess it would be tearing. Tear me, not the drawing into pieces. Don't overthink it. Mr. Wen took out his kit, set up his easel, and continued. I'll do a sketch too. I'll draw you. That's hot, I think. After making sure that my ears weren't lying to me, I sprung up from my chair. Wait! Let me go change first. I sprang out of the classroom. I was still sweating and smelling from playing tennis earlier, and I was wearing a sports jacket that was one size too large because I ordered the wrong one. It'd be so embarrassing to be drawn like this. Furthermore, the more that I thought about it, the more I felt like this was some sort of a trap. If I drew it badly, no, not if, when. With this temper, he most certainly not let me off the hook easily. Well, I felt like I turned into dried fish on a cutting board, waiting to be cut up. I opened up the locker and picked up the dress that Jing had bought when it was on sale a while ago. She had bought 2 of them and given me one as a present. I never tried it on before. Are you trying to impress your teacher? You know what I mean? My school uniform is still drying off at home after laundry day yesterday, so this is what I have to do for now. I put the dress on. It fit well, size-wise, but maybe because it hadn't been washed, it felt a weird itching once I put it on. Mr. Wen showed no reaction to my new outfit, and so we began sketching in practice. Drawing a portrait was so hard. And my back being itchy kept me distracting me. By the time the bell rang, I had barely drawn a rough draft. Mr. Wen put away his sketch, and he didn't ask to see mine either. He was about to leave the classroom when he stopped at the door. He looked at me and opened his mouth. He looked like he was going to say something, but he didn't. Eventually, he left with a look of disappointment on his face. What the hell was wrong with him? What did I do to him this time? Li Wen.
So your god story is just not being able to impress your teacher. Woohoo! You know, wah wah. Let me play the smallest violin. Let me play the smallest violin in my life.
I brought Yi to the auction house. She was still burning up and barely conscious. I handed her over to the boss, a middle-aged fat man named Lucky Zhao, who had a full mouth of gold teeth. Usually when the gang mentioned taken care of someone without addition instructions, it meant to bring the goals to the auction house. Basically, I was only asked to do legwork. As for the girls who'd been taken care of, they had probably all been sold to people or bought. I had heard rumors that besides the legitimate auctions, that house conducted illegal ones in secret. There were many kinds of outlandish merchandise in this building, and that included humans. Just as I was about to leave, I couldn't control my curiosity anymore. Asked the guys at the front desk. Hey man, no, he meant where to go the prettiest girls get sold to. The guy put down the chainless steel mug in his hand. These people brought here by the Dragon Gang? Well, those girls are usually just sent to Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia? Why there? Are they sent to be housemaids? Are you stupid or something? Housemaids? Your gang always told us that these girls are to be sent to become human sticks. Human sticks? What does that mean? Okay, it's not letting me highlight the human sticks feature, so I don't know what that actually means. Oh, now it's letting me highlight it. An extreme form of torture from ancient China, which was said to be used on concubines by the... Oh, is that the one where they tie their feet together or some shit like that? According to the records, after Emperor Gaozu of Han died, his queen ordered his favorite concubine to be turned into a Ren Yi, aka a human stick. During the Tang Dynasty, Empress consort Wu had done the same to a rival concubine before she became the empress. There was a saying at the time, you might be high at the top one day, but you could fall to the bottom as a human stick. In modern society, there's still criminal rings that kidnap women and children and turn them into human sticks and sell them to beggar organizations or freak show circuses. Extremely barbaric. That's fucked up, man. Human society is just... history, we're just screwed up, man. Ugh. Anyway, back up. And they even describes here what they are. They don't have tongues, eyes, arms, and... Oh, that's fucked up, man. They have no tongues, eyes, arms, or legs. They have nothing but their torso left, and they're locked in a cage. I almost threw up. This was the first time I ever heard the phrase human sticks, and I eventually figured out what it meant based on its descriptions. I would rather die than live like that. As a Catholic, I had always been taught to do good deeds so that I could be absolved of my sins and go to heaven. After joining the gang, I had done many bad things, but I could never be involved in something so evil. No, I couldn't just let Gay suffer like this. Damn it! If only I had brought her here, these people would never willingly let her go now. I had to get her out of here, and then try to explain to Mr. Kwan. Hey, I just remembered Mr. Kwan asked me to tell the girl something. What for? What for? She's on the 4th floor. Make her quick. The front desk I picked up today's Mingpao newspaper and did not look up again. Mingpao is a Chinese language newspaper in Hong Kong, established on May 20th, 1959 by Louis Cha and Shen Pao Sing. The paper covers local issues in Hong Kong as well as mainland China and international affairs. The paper supplement Century is among the standouts in Hong Kong's newspapers, mainly focuses on discussions of the arts, literature, and political columns. The main demographic of its readers are middle-class families, professionals, and executives, and considered a signature newspaper for the educational elite. However, some people also regard it as a trademark for pretentiousness, like the New Yorker and stuff like that. Anyway, as I was climbing the stairs, I thought that I heard people crying. Were those the girls that were going to be sold? A strange thought suddenly hit me. Could it be possible that Alicia had also been sold here, just like these unfortunate people? The thought had come out of nowhere, but extremely unsettled. Yi had been locked in a room at the end of the 4th floor. The guard had slipped away for a moment. Her entire body had been burning up. I woke her up and helped her into my own clothes, shorts and shoes. I kept reminding her to be careful while we snuck into the building. Poor girl. With a fever like this, she'd probably die on the way to Southeast Asia if it didn't help her. I thought she was ready to go, but she turned around and hugged me. Oh, did I forget something? Oh, right. I pulled the brim hat off on my head and put it on her almost bald head, which had been shaved by Mr. Kwan. Oh, yeah, from the previous story. It was a real shame that he had done that to her. She looked really pretty with the long hair. He tried her best, got herself together, and left the room. Well, now was the difficult part. The auction house was quite big. Not only would it take a while to exit the building, even if she got out, the guards could easily catch up with her while she was still nearby. I had to get her more time to escape. I scoured the room. I couldn't find anything I could wear. Nothing but a long wig. I had never seen a wig before. I found it a little amusing. Where there weren't any clothes, I couldn't just be naked, could I? I picked up her dress. The dress ripped in the back. I sat down with my back towards the door. I loosened the hair and let it down. I sat down with nothing but my boxer shorts on. I tried my best to keep calm. There was no other way. The dress ripped apart the moment I began to put my legs in it. Why did I even try it? I knew it wouldn't fit. I should have kept it intact as a memento. What an idiot I was. I heard footsteps get closer and closer to the door. I saw it nervously. I saw the guard's shocked expression through the small window on the door. I heard him scream. Then I heard the arms. He had not been able to leave the building yet, and she was soon brought back. I was thrown out into the street with nothing but my boxer shorts. Damn it! I couldn't do nothing and let Yi be sent to living hell. Lord, please guide me. Girls. This is going to be interesting how to put these two together. Well, let's see what we got. Oh, that's not too bad. That's only 4 options. Usually, that's not too bad. Alright, let's see. I guess we could do the whole all for one on one side and let's see. See, that should be. Let's see. I wonder if that should get us something, I think. The dress was really tight. I looked down at the dress that was wrapped tightly around myself. I still could feel the warmth from Yi's body and smell a faint trace of her scent. I never had worn a girl's clothes except for my sister's. I felt my face started to blush. I heard footsteps get closer and closer to the door. Hey, Bugs Bunny can wear a dress. You can wear a dress. Don't be too. Don't think too much into it. I swallowed nervously. Well, was her hair this long? The alarms went off in the auction house. All the guards were closed immediately. Yi had not been able to leave the building yet. Oh, that's wearing the dress. Oh, still wearing the dress. Damn it! I could do nothing and let Yi sent to living hell. So he basically, instead of being boxer shorts, he was in his dress. I thought about it for a while and decided it was too embarrassing to change into a dress just for a sketch. I might as well stick with the oversized jacket. I was still feeling a little warm from the tennis earlier. Sweat kept dripping down my forehead. I had to wipe it off constantly using napkins. Fortunately, the sun was already setting, otherwise it would have been even warmer. When the class finally ended, I looked at my sketch and sighed. Unsurprisingly, Mr. Wynn tore my sketch up once again. I had lost count of how many times he torn up my drawings. Besides, I was actually pretty bad at this. I did wonder how I looked in his drawings. Before I could ask, he seemed to know what I was going to say and quickly left with his belongings. Oh well. That's his rank A ending? Huh. Or her rank A ending? Oh yeah, I forgot to check mine. Okay, so she's got 6, and he's got 7. Oh boy, we're gonna have to do a few on that one, aren't we? Alright, oops, and let me reset. Whoops, let me reset. Just set that. Okay, we set that. Just to get it saved, you know what I mean? Alright. Let's see. Okay, now that we've done all for one on one side, we could probably do it on the other side, but I feel like, let's see. Of course, we always have to do the slightly adjusted, see what endings we get that way. So if we take one out, move it around, shake it all about, that's how the... How's that? Man, I'm forgetting like old... Did not expect random CG art of him in the Chao Zhen or whatever those dresses are called. Very nice. No. Hey man, with the you could probably pull it off like some people could, you know. I mean, anyway. My back felt cold. I looked down at the dress that was wrapped around myself in front, yet it was completely ripped in the back. There was no other way. The dress ripped apart the moment I tried to put my legs in. Still, it was better than being completely naked. I had no choice but to sit with my back to the door. Obviously, I couldn't let them see my face. They knew immediately. I heard footsteps getting closer and closer to the door. I swallowed nervously. The door knob turned. Someone came into the room. I lowered my head, hoping to keep my cover as long as I could, even only just for one more second. A rough hand started caressing my back. Ooh. I tried to stifle a laugh, but it was too itchy. The hand stopped. Crap. I stood up and tried to run away, but every guard here was professionally trained. He tackled me from behind and hit me hard on my right ankle. It didn't break the bone, but I knew I couldn't be able to stand up for a while. Yi hadn't been able to leave the building yet, and soon was brought back. We were locked in the same room, tied together with rope. Lucky Zhao stood in front of us and took a cigar out of his pocket. So much trouble. Boss, it won't be trouble at all. Or, sorry. Boss, it won't be trouble at all. The guy at the front desk was standing next to Zhao. He was holding a lighter and lit the cigar for the boss.
If the back dragon gang comes and asks about them, we'll just tell them they've never been here. Isn't that perfect? Dun dun dun.
I thought about it for a while and decided it was too embarrassing to change into a dress for a sketch. Might as well just stick with the oversized jacket. The golden sunlight from the setting sun shone down upon Mr. Ren and me. It felt warm, but not too warm. Mr. Ren's sketch paper rustled lightly in the breeze, as did his hair. He looked so focused I had found myself staring at him without even realizing it. Mr. Wen looked up. Our eyes met silently. When I finally came to my senses, I lowered my head, and my heart had skipped a few beats. The bell rang. I reluctantly handed my sketch to him. If you want to tear it up, go ahead. ... I had lost count how many times he turned on my drawings. Besides, I was actually pretty bad at this. Mr. Wen handed me the sketch. It wasn't mine, though. It was his. Was that really me? I was speechless. I couldn't find a word in my vocabulary to describe it other than beautiful. I never could have imagined that a person who was so cold and distant would be able to create something so warm and intimate. Suddenly, an idea came to me. I held the sketch up in his face and pointed at a random spot. There's a serious problem here. Mr. Ren looked at the sketch puzzled. Before he could take a look, I took the sketch back. I will not tolerate this kind of thing in my class. I imitated his tone and took a few steps back, then tore up the sketch and threw the pieces into the trash. What a historical moment. I finally turned the tables on him. I quickly ran out of the classroom. Thinking back on how many of my sketches he had shredded, I felt great about getting back at him.
That's her S rank? Well, I guess that makes sense. She's getting back at the dude for what happened. So we already have her S rank, and we got a couple of his ranks to get. So let's keep working on it. See what we can. Okay, actually, hold on. So we've got those two. Okay, let's see. All right, what can we do now? Do that, and would that be enough? Oh, let's find out. Now it looks like it's not enough for her, but it's enough to get him his extra. I might swap those and see if that does anything.
The dress was really tight. I looked down at the dress that was wrapped around myself. I could still feel the warmth of his body. It smelled trangified.
Let's see. I've heard this before. Heard him scream. How did he know? Was it because my chest was too flat? Yeah, sorry, you don't have man boobs. He had not been brought back. Thrown on the street somewhere in the dress. Leave it hell. Lord Peace Academy. Okay. And she gets a S rank even with multiple ones like that, so I guess it's either way. Let's see if that gets anything. No, okay. I didn't think swapping them would really do anything, but you never know. I still gotta get her always super bad endings too. Super bad. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Okay, let's try. See how that goes. Let's count down to oblivion. Boom, everyone died.
Jane was way too careless when she bought this dress. The stitches were already coming apart. No wonder it was on sale. Maybe I could still let my hair down and cover them up so it wouldn't be too obvious. Mr. Red showed a reaction to my outfit. Also, so we began our sketching practice. Drawing a board was so hard.
My hair was still wet after tennis, so sticking to my back was really itchy and distracting.
By the time the bell rang, I'd barely drawn a rough draft. Mr. Red put sketch, but he didn't ask to see mine either. He was about to leave the classroom, stopped at the door. He looked at me and opened his mouth. I thought he was going to say something, but he didn't. Eventually, he left with a look of disappointment on his face.
Okay. Wear a dress. I couldn't. It was too embarrassing. Wear nothing but my boxer shorts.
I sat down. I tried my best to keep calm. I heard footsteps getting closer and closer to the door. I swallowed nervously. I saw the guard's shocked expression through the small window of the door.
Okay, that's repeating. That's the only problem is a lot of them are basically the same with variations on them, so I don't know, maybe I don't need to find all these X mark ones. Maybe I could just do the S ranks and be done with it. I might have to check the trophy guide, trophies at some point just to see if there's and try to keep the spoiler ones hidden and see if there's one where if you find every single variation, it might be one of those games where you don't have to do it. I don't know. Anyway, Sort of street, nothing but my boxer shorts. Okay. Because I could probably get through this a lot quicker if I just did the numbered endings instead of the X endings. I'd rather be a completist anyway, so we'll keep. Alright, now let's do the obviously ones where he has nothing on him because we haven't done that one yet. Too embarrassing. So I'd face my fate head on. Oh, I decided to face my fate head on like a real man. Like a real man. I sat down in nothing but box shorts and faced the door straight on. I heard footsteps getting closer and closer to the door. When our eyes met through the small window of the door, he raised his thumb. The alarms went off in the auction house. All the guards were closed off. The gates were closed off immediately. He had not been able to leave the building. I shouldn't have let Yi be caught just because I was too embarrassed to wear a dress. What kind of man was I? I don't know what to tell you, dude. Okay, so there's that one. See what else we can do with him. We're pretty close. I think we only got, what, 2 more to find. Just have to put these in a different order. Just have to think. Let's see. See if that gets the same thing. Oh, wait, no, I already did that, didn't I? Derp. I don't know why I did that again. Okay, anyway. Okay, so he just needs his S rank ending. That's right. I don't know why I did that. I was like, that's basically what it is when you reset it. Man, sometimes my brain just likes to do funny things to me. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to think of it good. I still have to figure out what the rest of hers are, though. Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. Shouldn't take too long, though. The dress was really tight. I looked down at the dress that was wrapped tightly around myself. I still could feel the warmth from Yi's body, smell a faint trace of her scent. I'd never worn a girl's clothes before, except for my sister's. Oh, that part's the same. Well, can't expect all of them to be different, original type of things, you know? Okay, so I heard footsteps get closer and closer. But they started moving away. A few minutes later, I saw Yi leaving the building through the window. She walked out of the gates, turned to her right, and slowly walked out of my sight. She kept walking in that direction. For another couple of kilometers, she would be on the tip of the Blood King. I finally felt relaxed. May the Lord bless you, Yi. Now that Yi had gotten away, I didn't need to worry about my own escape. When I was at the orphanage, I'd always been the fastest kid. We used to go up on the hill and hunt rabbits. The other kids would take a whole day, but I only needed 3 hours. So, what, we don't know what rabbits are, game? Seriously? No, I know what they're talking about, but still. I still think it's kind of funny that that we need to learn about rabbits. The Mexican rabbit, Romero Lagos Diazi, also known as the volcano rabbit, is an endangered species endemic to Mexico. The rabbit is only native to 4 volcanoes just south of Mexico City. Is Tachihuatl? That's more Aztec history than anything. Or Aztec, or is it? Anyway, El Pelado, Popocatépetl, and Tlaloc. Like I said, I'm butchering these, but whatever. They are commonly found at the highest altitudes? Shouldn't the highest altitudes? Shouldn't there be altitudes? Wow, game. In pine forest, alder forest, and grasslands around 2,900 to 3,600 meters above sea level. It is the world's second smallest rabbit. It is a crepuscular, and highly active at twilight, dawn, and all times in between. It lives in the groups of 2 to 5 rabbits in burrows, and total population is estimated to be around 1,200. The most famous rabbit in Mexico is the volcano rabbit, but since it is highly endangered, the rabbit that the locals hunt most are usually the larger Mexican hares. Interesting. Oops, back out of that. I ran out of the room and sprinted toward the stairway. The guards noticed me, but before he could make a sound, I was already jumped down on the entire flight. I was able to go down to the first floor with just 3 steps. Now it's all action music, or silly action music. I ran past the front desk so fast that the newspaper was blown out of the front guy's desk hands. By the time you realized what just happened, who that had been, I was already long gone for the auction house. Still, what should I tell Mr. Kwan? I wandered around the streets when I finally noticed people giving me a strange look. That was when I realized that I was still wearing Yi's dress. Oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing. I lowered my head and walked quickly towards the less crowded part of the street, afraid of being seen. You know, with how how a lot of these characters are drawn and designed, it would be easy to confuse them. It could easily be a woman with hair in her legs, for all you know. Because that's the problem with a lot of anime drawings. They look too moe, so and a lot of men are drawn as bishonen, you know, pretty boys and all that. So that's how that art style kind of looks. So I found myself in a strange alley that I've never been before. At the end of the alley, there was a small coffee shop. The sign looked like a maple leaf, and it said Maple House on it. I was stunned. I seemed to remember that Alicia had mentioned a place like this in her first few letters. Yes, she used to work here. Since Alicia had never mentioned the address of the coffee shop, I'd never been able to find it. But here it was, right here. Finally, I was about to find my big sister Alicia. I ran up the stairs at the coffee shop, filled with all the excitement in the world, and someone suddenly grabbed both my arms from behind. It was a policeman? Oh, well, who knows about that? So, we've got both S endings right there. So that's the way to get that one. But we still need to get her back bottom ones really quick before we end the episode. So let's see if we can figure out how to get that one. Let's see how that works. Okay, that doesn't get me anything. Maybe if I... Let's see. Dress... If we do that... There. About that. Would that work? No, that's not. Alright. That didn't give me anything, so... I'm just trying to think what to... oops. Did that give me anything? I think I haven't done that combination. Okay. Wasn't sure if I've done that one yet or not. Let's see. Destroy coming apart. Oh. But I was only going to wear this once and that'd be it. See, you said the same before. So hard. Phrasing. I kept drawing and racing over and over again. I didn't notice that Mr. Ren had already left his seat until he walked past me. Let's just call it a day. You still have the exam tomorrow. Go back and study. Mr. Ren put away his easel and grabbed his coat and left the classroom. So basically, just do whatever you want to call it. Alright, so what do we got? So, maybe... I'm trying to think. Just trying to... how about that one? Oops! Damn it! I hate when I do that when I accidentally press the... see, I already did the put on the dress one, right? Yeah. That's the default one. Dress ripped in the back. And... Oops. But that... Fuck! Wrong? Why do I keep doing that? Ugh. I keep pressing R1 instead of triangle, which is what I'm supposed to do for that. What am I missing? I'm missing like a... Oh wait, am I looking at the right one? No, I'm looking at the right one. Let me think. Okay, so the putting on the dress is her basic one. Maybe I need a... No. What am I missing? I must be missing a certain combo that lets me put together. I mean, I could come back and do this later. It's not required. Unless I can't get those other X endings because I don't have another specific story unlocked. That could be it. Because there are some of these that, like, for whatever reason that... Because then... Well, no, it would be in gray if I couldn't do that, right? I'm not sure then. I already did the one that, let's see. I already did the one... Let me see if there's one where if you just do one in each... Okay. Let's see, the basic one was I put the dress on, so let's... okay. That didn't give me anything. Those didn't give me anything. Nope. I may have to come back and figure this one out. Maybe I just need to go further on with the story. But like I said before, the how am I missing one? Let's say I feel like I did every combination I could. Most of those are I put the dress on and then whatever. That one was nothing. Maybe the dress ripped in the back and dress ripped in the back and loose hair, maybe? Well, no, that wouldn't work, would it? Because you need to... Because, yeah, well, it would, like, cancel each other out. I may have to call it an episode and figure this out off screen. The dress on. That's nothing. Yeah, I don't... I'm kind of curious why I'm not getting that last one. Well, okay. I'll call it for now, and then, oh, we got another couple of posts. So far, yet so close. And pills. Pills? Alicia, why? Why can't you just have a happy life? Anyway, I'll figure out how to get that final one from Yi Wen. Not that it's a big deal, because I'm still missing the one from, like, Chang over here for some reason. But in the next episode of Will, A Wonderful World, we'll check on what happened, how Jimmy and Kang have a tie-in, and if we have enough time, go to Yi Wen and Alicia, but I doubt we will just because of how much dialogue there is. But thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.